June 15th, day 21. 3 weeks now at sea, and everything that isn't wet is damp. In the last 6 days, we've seen the sun perhaps 30 minutes. The rest of the time, we've been surrounded by fog or socked in by pouring cold rain. It's a good thing we're not relying on celestial navigation, because if I were really sharp with a sextant and had it out and ready, yesterday I might have gotten a sun sight, maybe. But I'm not that sharp with celestial, and I'm not that good with a sextant. And the boat's been pitching, rock and rolling, bouncing all over the place in these sea conditions. Wind has ranged from a fresh breeze to a half gale. Water coming aboard in the cockpit. Right now Laura's out on watch. And I'm sitting in here trying to stay warm and relatively dry. Just had a cup of noodle soup. Feeling pretty good. And Bree's sitting here with me. And our position, we're north of 38. Still running up the 160 meridian northwards. No sign of any westerly breeze. And no sign of this weather clearing. Barometer did rise yesterday morning. We thought that was encouraging, but didn't really change anything. Patch of sun for a little bit. And generally not fun conditions. I mean, sailing is okay, you know, out there getting the wind and sailing a beam reach in a generally easterly wind at the moment. Conditions haven't changed in several days. I'm still getting seasick. So it's kind of uncomfortable for me, and that's a strain on Laura, who is absolutely Wonder Woman, taking care of everything in the cabin, doing all the cooking and all the cleaning, or pretty much all of the cooking and all the cleaning. I'm not doing much of any of that. Standing my watches at the tiller, handling navigation, and trying to hold my breakfast down. It's been my major occupation. Not able to eat much, lost a lot of weight, but in generally pretty good spirits. We're definitely looking forward to getting to our destination, hoping that we can make it. We still have 2 weeks till the rendezvous, almost 13 days, 14 days, and so, you know, there's a good shot that we'll make it there, but we still haven't made our turn to eastward, and we won't for a few more days. So we'll get there when we get there, and do our laundry and have a hot meal and try to get dried out, and then reevaluate and go from there. Boat's taking a beating. We've got some leaks. Nothing major, just enough to be annoying. Got some broken gear. Again, nothing major. But we're still sailing just fine. The boat is handling the conditions just perfectly well. Sailing well, nicely. We ran the engine this morning for 2 hours to run the water maker and charge up the batteries. Our solar panels haven't seen the sun in almost a week, so they're not helping much. Observations, Laura saw a shark yesterday. First interesting thing we've seen in the water other than trash and junk and fishing net floats, which we continue to see plenty of. Amazing how much junk there is floating out here in the middle of nowhere. We're 2,000 miles almost from land, and there's trash everywhere in the water. So don't know what to make of that. It's just humankind soiling the nest, you might say. We're having trouble getting our lighters to work. The lighting devices that we use on the stove and the lanterns, it's so damp that they don't want to light. And it took a good 15 minutes to get the stove lit this morning so I could boil some water for tea. We are making progress. moving in the right direction. The wind is cooperating. Sea conditions not too bad. Right now we're reaching under working jib only, doing between 5 and 6 knots. And that's been generally the condition for the last week or so. I haven't bothered to put up the main. The wind is a little bit less in the morning and picks up throughout the day until it gets pretty gnarly at night. Nighttime conditions are bad. It's black, black, black. We haven't seen the stars or a moon or anything for a week, you know. It's just, you know, the rain pours down cold, and the seas slop over the cockpit combing and hit you in the face, and it's just cold and miserable, and it's all you can do to stay on watch for 3 hours. We have been heaving to and coming below and just resting and recovering. Last night we spent nearly the whole night in the cabin, hove to, because you go up on watch in the cockpit, and it's so cold and wet, it's difficult to hold a course, and the conditions are challenging enough that makes it dangerous. You don't want to broach to and risk breaking something, so it's far safer to heave to. It's far safer for us anyway. There's only 2 of us on the boat. We need to stay rested. We need to keep our strength up. We need to be alert and able to handle emergencies that may come up. So rather than press on through the night to get to our destination in a hurry, you know, deadlines are bad things on a boat. Can't be pressed to meet a deadline. So far better if we can't hold the course for whatever reason, or if our physical condition is such that we can't maintain in the cockpit, then come below, get out of the foul weather gear, dry off, get warm, have a cup of hot noodle soup or tea or something, and warm up, and take a couple of hours. So that's what we've been doing. And because of that, we're not making as much progress as we might have. But I don't care. It doesn't bother me a bit if we have a 70-mile day instead of a 100-mile day or a 120-mile day, because we chose to spend a few hours getting warmed up and nourished and rested. So that's it. This same situation, this is going to go on for quite a while, I think. I don't think there's no sign of this weather changing, none at all. It's exactly the same as it was yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before. The weather has not changed. We've got fog, we've got rain, we've got wind, and occasionally fairly big waves. According to our weather book, these conditions mean that we're on the edge of 2 fronts, on the edge of a frontal system. So that may be. If that's the case, then we're just going to run up the edge of this frontal system, get our northing, and with luck run into some westerlies and turn towards Cape Flattery and make a nice fast run into Cape Flattery, where, if we're very fortunate, the weather will be as it has been in the past when we've been in Puget Sound, sunny and dry. If not, it'll be wet and miserable and cold, but that's okay. We do need to get there so we can dry out, effect repairs on the boat. We got a lot of work to do on the boat. And we have some modifications we want to make also. Yeah, things we've learned a lot. We continue to learn a lot. And we will continue to learn a lot. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you'll benefit from our mistakes and our experiences and learn along with us. Agree?
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship.